All right, hello. If you're watching this video, this is for students that are in my physical in-person class. If this is a student that is watching from an online class, like you're working from home, you need to watch the other video that I made about general expectations. So this video is about expectations in my classroom. I know they seem strict, but at the beginning of the year, like it is just commonplace. There's a lot of rules, and you guys will get the hang of it very, very quickly. All right. So basic rules of my class are have an open mind. So I'm going to be always challenging you to think differently, not in a good way or in a bad way, just in a different way to make you see different points of view. Have empathy and sympathy for others. So I know that times are crazy right now. Empathy means to put yourself in the place of someone else. So think about how you say things to other people and how you'd feel about it. And sympathy is to feel bad for people. I know, again, we live in very crazy times. I don't need to go into much detail. Be respectful of each other's opinions and be prepared for class. So these are the basic rules. If you can follow these rules, you'll do just fine. So supplies in my classroom. You need to have a writing utensil, a folder, as well as paper in case you forget Chromebook or have no charge in the Chromebook. I have over on my back desk next to Mr. Dagan's door, I have a whole bunch of paper and pencils. If you need anything, need paper or pencils, just grab it. You don't have to return the pencils because I don't want them back at this point with the coronavirus. You can have them. And make sure you obviously come with a Chromebook and Chromebook charger because 99% of your notes are going to be done on the computer. So keep that in mind, please. So coming into classroom. So you're going to be outside. You're going to come into the classroom. You need to have an ID around your neck. The school is really, really, really going to be on students about this. So you need to come in and have an ID. If I notice you don't have your ID on, you need to go make a temporary. I have a bunch of string, and where the pencils are, there is also a box with note cards. You need to just poke a hole in it and then make it that way. So when you come in, you need to sit down in your seat and get get your Chromebooks out and get logged into Google Classroom. Please not walk around the room unless you need to make an ID or sharpen a pencil. You also need to write down the learning targets for today in your planner, which you all should have. And if you don't have your planner, just write it down on a piece of paper or type it into your notes. Easy enough. So dismissing students at the end of class, I will dismiss student rows that are quiet and ready to go. I will talk about this in a second as well, that students are also going to need to clean their desks because I want to make sure that everything is sanitized. I would do it myself, but I don't have a million different arms and I can't be in one place at one time. So please do keep that in mind. I don't have the time to clean everything. So if you just clean your area, it takes about 30 seconds. It shouldn't take too long, all right? So tardies. This applies primarily for you because you guys are walking back and forth. Do I see it as a problem? No, I don't, because there's going to be a small amount of kids and there's not going to be that many distractions in the hallway. So, but I know there are people that do take their time and they don't care if they're late. So if you are tardy the first time, I'm going to give you a warning. And by the way, all these tardies, it all applies to a quarter. So in a quarter, there are 4 quarters. You get 4 warnings during the school year. So first tardy is a warning. Second tardy is a short lunch detention. Third tardy is a long lunch detention, which will take up the whole lunch. Fourth tardy is a long lunch detention and a phone call home. Or 5 or more tardies is a long lunch detention and being put on the no pass list. That means if you're put on the no pass list, that everybody in the school that's a teacher knows your face because I have a picture of it. I send them an email and saying this person needs to be escorted. So anytime you need to use the restroom or go to the office for anything, you need to be escorted by Mr. Loss or Mr. Dagan or Mr. Evans or Mr. Speaks or someone like that. And it's really embarrassing and nobody likes that. So please do keep that in mind. So if you come in with a pass, so like, oh, shoot, I came from Mr. Page's class and I'm late, and you tell me that you are late, I'm going to send you back and say, get a pass. Every single time, if you have a pass, it will be fine. Or if they call me or email me, it will be fine. I am not going to be a stickler about that. As long as you are there on time, it'll be fine. All right. So using the bathroom, students are allowed to use the bathroom twice in a class period. You shouldn't be gone that long. So if student uses the bathroom 3 times or more, they will have to make up the time during lunch or after school at some point because you're wasting your own time as well. And you may not use the restroom until the first 15 minutes of class are over. However, though, if you ask during passing period to use the restroom, I will let you. And if you need to use the restroom, all you need to do is fill out your planner and then hold it up. And I will sign it when I'm walking by. It'll be pretty easy. And because of the coronavirus, I'm only letting one person out at a time. And when you come back into the room, please use hand sanitizer. It's just more sanitary. And I just want to make sure that everyone is being safe and healthy. So do not take that as like an insult. I do understand people do wash their hands. It doesn't always clean things up. Just use the hand sanitizer too when you come back into the room. So when is it the appropriate time to go to the restroom or ask to go to the bathroom or get water or sharpen pencil? Actually, I can edit this out because honestly, you don't need to get water because all the bubblers are, or as other people say, drinking fountains are closed. So what you need to do is the best time to sharpen pencil. I don't think this is going to be happening very often. Is when I'm not talking. It is a huge pet peeve of mine when I'm trying to teach a lesson and somebody gets up and starts sharpens their pencils. It's really annoying. It's just rude and disrespectful to me. So do not do that. And if I do sign your planner, please do wait to go to the restroom. Don't like go right away because you might miss something. I don't want you to miss something. All right. So please do keep that in mind. Snacks. I do not allow snacks into my classroom at this point. Students may have drinks in water bottles, though. That makes sense because, again, it's going to be hot. And also, it's going to be, we're in a situation where the water fountains do not work. So I'm okay with water, but not snacks. If you have snacks, I will tell you to put them away. And if it becomes a problem, I will just call Mr. Dagan and be done with it. So keep that in mind, please. Phone rules. So phones must be out of sight and turned on silent or off. Considering that you have your backpacks with you now, you can keep them in your backpacks. Student has phone out will get a warning. If phone is out a second time, I will take phone away. If student argues about the phone and refuses to give it to me after I've asked for it, I will call the dean. No earbuds will be worn during the lesson. Same rules apply to phones. And I'm not a monster, by the way. I know this sounds really strict. If you, like, example, I know that your parents don't always call the school and vice versa. All right. Schools always call you. If you need to talk to your parent really quickly on the phone or text somebody really quickly, if you ask, I will say yes. But the trade-off is if you're on it longer than a few minutes, I'm going to take it. All right. And the first time with the phone, I'm going to walk by and say, please put your phone away. And if you do and you keep it away, you know what? No problems, no issues. But if I come by again and you're on your phone, I'll take it. And the phone is kind of like the same situation with tardies. The first time I take it, I hold on to it for the rest of the class period. The second time, I hold on to it for the whole day, and you have to come get it at the end of school. Then I call your parents. The third time after that, I bring it to the office, and your parents have to come get it. All right. So please don't have me do that. It is a huge waste of time to take phones. I really don't like doing it. Just don't have your phones out. Computers rules are very similar to your phones. All right. The difference is that everyone's taking notes in my classroom on a computer, so I'm giving you a lot of trust. So it is expected that you are going to do all your work on the computer in my class. And if you're all done, there's going to be times where I'm going to allow you to play video games on it. I really will. I'll let you watch YouTube videos, play video games, and whatever, as long as you get your work done. But however, we're taking notes as a class and you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're watching YouTube, you are playing games, I will warn you. And after that point, I will take the Chromebook. And I will not take it for the whole day because you need it for the class. I will just take it for the hour. And if it becomes an issue, I will definitely get a dean involved. If you refuse to give me the Chromebook, I will get a dean involved. And if it becomes a problem as well, I will call parents because there's no excuse for that at all. So you need to make sure that your Chromebook is charged. There will be some Chromebooks chargers, but if it's a consistent problem where you're not bringing your Chromebook charged to class, I'm not going to allow you to charge it. Like if it's a once in a while thing, that's fine. If not, I'm going to be like, you're out of luck and you're going to have to take notes with pencil and paper, all right? So if your computer breaks, which is different, if your computer breaks, not because you didn't charge it, because it's broken, you need to let me know so I can give you the notes. I have made copies of the notes, so you need to make sure that I give you some. Seating charts. I make a seating chart once a month. This month is September if you're watching this, so I'm not going to do it till actually November because September is really short for us this year. So Mr. Lawson and I have the final say on seats. If Mr. Lawson, I feel the need to move a student in the middle of the class, we can. So if you're chatting and I say, please be quiet, and you are still talking, I will move you. If you don't like it, I will send you out and I will get a dean. And I do it every month. If you don't like where you're sitting and you refuse to move, I will just call a dean. All right, it's that simple. You are not in control of the classroom where you sit. I am. And I do it once a month to make sure that everybody gets to sit next to each other, or at least, near each other, so everybody gets to know each other. So it's just easier not to fight it. You're going to get moved at some point or another once a month. So what if you're absent? Everything I teach, like this video, is up online. So if that's the case, you need to make sure you look on Google, which Google Classroom, where I left the link to the classes and to the videos, and then just look and make sure. And if you still are confused about something, please do ask. So my desk is off limits. There's nothing that you need in my desk at all. And if you are like screwing around behind my desk, I will get really mad. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Don't be on my desk. Don't be near my desk unless I say, and you know what? I will tell people to come near my desk to grab something, but for the most part, don't touch it. All right. So if I'm done with the lesson early, what am I supposed to do? So if you have time, you need to work on homework for another class or read a book, whether it be online Sora or a physical book. I have a whole bookshelf full of books. If you want to read a book, by all means, or you can do freerice.com or iCivics. And one more thing I forgot to put in here is NitroType. So NitroType, all those websites you can do. And again, if I tell you to do it, please just do it, and then I'll let you have your time later. It's so easy. So behavior, if a student is chatty or off text, I will remind a student. I will do this twice. If a student is still chatty, I will send that student to a refocus, which is just another part of the room where they are not being distracted. It is not a punishment. Some people see it as it is not. It is just a way of correcting behavior to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So if a student comes back from refocus is still chatty or off task, I will do one of the following. I'll tab them to a dean at some point, which I didn't have to do last year. I really don't think I'll have to do it this year, or lunch detention. So please do keep that in mind. Grading. So we're talking about grades. I'm sorry this is a long video, but there's a lot to get through. So 60% of the grade is made up of assessments, such as tests, quizzes, projects, and etc. The other 40% is made up of everything else, which is homework, participation, classwork, and planner checks. I don't get what homework that much, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Participation is every day, Monday through Friday, I give you 3 points. And what happens if you're just sitting there and taking notes and doing what you're supposed to be doing, you'll get your 3 points. If you're off task and chatty or not doing work, you will lose 1 point. And if I remind you again and you're not doing your work, I'll take off 2. And if you refuse to do work at all, I'll take off all 3. And at the end of the week, it equals a 15-point assignment. So it's really easy to get a good grade in this class just by participating. Planner checks. So every day I have you write out your planners. Once a week, I'm going to check randomly and walk by. And if you have it done, you'll get like 10 points. If not, you'll get a 0. It is the easiest assignment ever. It just teaches you consistency. Because at jobs, it's expected that you do things. And in real life, it's the same kind of deal with classroom work. You need to be expected to be done. Tests will be able to be redone. I will give you a test coming up soon, actually, within some reason. And after you're done with the test, I will give you a week. So like once everybody's done with the test, I will give you a week so far. If a test is on Tuesday, I will give you a week to redo the test for full points. But the trade-off is you don't get to redo your homework. All right. All tests will be open note, which is a pretty sweet deal because all the notes are going to be on Google Classroom. So you don't actually have to worry about losing them. So the other trade-off, though, is all assignments and tests need to be written in proper English. So periods, capital letters, correct spelling. If you cannot do this, I will take off points within reason. All right. So make sure you are doing what you need to do in proper English. It is an English class. So timing in class. So if the class is chatty while I'm trying to teach, I'm going to stop. It is not my job to talk over you. It is not my job to make sure you get an education. My job is to teach the best of my ability. If you choose not to want to do that, that is fine. And if we get over a minute on the timer, which I'll bring up on the smartboard, you will be held after probably after class a little bit, or you'll get a lunch detention. And if it's a whole class thing, all right? So it's all for one and one for all. So if I were you, I would all be quiet when I'm talking. And I will not overtalk a single person. That is not my job. So missing and late work. I do not believe in homework. I really don't. I hate it. I hate grading it. I hate assigning it. No one likes it. I do give it out once in a while. Not very often, but I do. And here's the thing, though. If I say it's due, if it's like a Tuesday and the homework is due on a Wednesday, you need to get it done by Wednesday. If you don't, you're getting 10% off. All right. And if you don't turn it in by that Friday, it's a 0. I'm not going to waste my time grading things that are weeks past. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so if I do give out homework, oh, I already went over that. My bad. So um, most of the time I'm going to give classwork out, and it's going to be due at the end of the day because we have our reading revolution and focus time to get homework done. So if you can't finish it in class, you have extra time to do that. But if it's 4 o'clock, I walk out the building and I drive home and it's like 5 o'clock, and I see that you turn it in, you will be getting a 0 on that assignment. So emergency procedures will go over in depth. Just look this over. It's really not that complicated. Same thing with the fire drill, but at the end of each week, I will spray down your desk with some kind of cleaner. Make sure you clean it. That is also an emergency. If you're not feeling well, please let Mr. Loss or I know. It's really important. So there are incentives. So each week, I will keep count of who raises their hand the most, and there will be something given out at the end of the week on a Friday after school before you leave, and it's voted on by the students. So extra points will be awarded randomly for being a good listener, volunteering in class. So we'll discuss that later. So I have different lingos that I use. So zeros, if I put my hand up and make a 0 with it, it means that everybody needs to be at voice level 0. And that's what I need you to do. Thumbs up or thumbs down. When I ask an opinion, I just ask if you agree, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Easy enough. So my expectations are everybody will work hard, everybody will try their best, and everybody will be respectful. Easy enough. And that is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching.